everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for a Spookathon. It is from the 14th to the 20th and it's being hosted by Books and Lala. I had to think about that for a second. Now there's a good chance that my TBR is going to change. It usually does, especially when there is a time crunch. But here are the challenges. As of right now, there is no photo challenges or video challenges, at least not that I'm aware of. This is really meant to be a low-key kind of readathon, which means if I want to, I can combine challenges. Right now I'm not, but most likely that's going to happen. First challenge, read a thriller. I've got a ton of books from the library that I need to read. And the first one is House of Salt and Sorrows. I meant to read this for a Hocus Pocus readathon and that did not happen. I renewed it and I don't know if I'm going to be able to renew it again, so I have to read this. I don't know why I'm holding it on this side, but it'd be better for you guys if I held it on this side. See, this is far more helpful. I'm going to be reading this because I don't know if I can renew it again, and I very much would like to read it this season because it's a spooky book. It's a spooky retelling of the 12 Dances Princesses story. I'm unfamiliar with that story. There's a group of sisters that each one dies and it's deemed an accident, but one of the sisters doesn't think it's an accident, so it's her trying to figure out what's going on. All of these books are on the spookier side, so I feel like any of them can count for a thriller. Read a book with red on the cover, and for that right now I have Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. I don't know if I'm actually going to get around to this actually. I have other books that I would prefer to read, and this is a little bit lower on my TBR. There's really not a whole lot about it in this little back cover here. Basically, there's an abandoned house in the Kansas countryside and it's been abandoned for years. It's called Finch House, but now it's finally open to people and it's open to guests. But things start going awry. So this book is basically about a haunted house. Perfect for the season. Read a book with a spooky word in the title. So this one is really splitting hairs in regards to this challenge. It's called Wilder Girls by Rory Power. Nothing about the actual word to me is really, the words aren't spooky to me. It's the overall cover. A girl cut in half or starting to fall apart. That is spooky to me. So the challenge is for the words, but it's more the illustration that I find incredibly spooky. So Books and Lola, she said, I don't care how you make it work. Just make it work. I'm making it work. And I really want to read this. I've already renewed it and I'm trying to read it before I run out of renewals. So we're making it count. This takes place in an all-girls school, and the school is actually quarantined because there's some sort of disease happening. It's been 18 months since the school for girls was put under quarantine, since the tox hit and pulled Hetty's life out from under her. It started off slow. First, this teacher started, dying off one by one, and then started to infect the students. Hetty, our main character, when her friend Byatt, is it Byatt or Biat? I don't know how to pronounce that, goes missing, she will do anything to try to find her. So basically, things are going terribly wrong at this school, and a very good friend of the main character has gone missing. So this is a rescue mission with a spooky setting. If you're new to my channel and you're watching this video because you're interested in Spookathon and you're like, Rachel, why aren't you really going into depth with any of these books? That's how I like to go into books at first. The less I know, the better. Read a book with a spooky setting. All of these are thrillers or horror books, so they all will count for this challenge. Should I start combining challenges? Especially with Wilder Girls. I actually almost picked that book for this challenge, but I just got Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo from my library. I don't have it yet because I literally just got the notification this morning saying, hey, it's here for you to pick up. That I know has a really long waiting list and I will not be able to renew it, so we have to read it for this readathon. Ninth House does have a spooky setting. Our main character, Alex, goes to this prestigious school and he gets starts taking part of these different societies, and there's something about 8 different tombs that's really involved in the story. It reads now, so I can actually vaguely tell you what this is about. So Alex drops out of school early. Oh, Alex is a girl, not a boy. I'm assuming I hear Alex and I just assumed it was a boy. So she lives a rough life the drug dealer boyfriends, dead-end jobs, and much worse. She's the sole survivor of something horrific, a multiple homicide, and she gets offered a second chance on her hospital bed. And the second chance to attend one of the world's most elite universities on a full ride. But what's the catch? And this is where she finds out about Yale's secret societies and these 8 windowless tombs that are well known to be haunts of the future rich and powerful. I saw 8 tombs and I just assumed it was like really spooky, but maybe it's just another word for some of the like different halls at this university. So I think I might have misunderstood that when I quickly glanced at what it was. But from what I've heard about this book, it's definitely on the spookier side, so I'm not worried about it actually counting for this challenge. From what I understand, there's a lot. It's a lot. Like there's like rape of a child, there's self-harm. It's just tread carefully if that's something that you don't like to read. And the last challenge, read something you wouldn't normally read. And for that, I chose Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft. This is a graphic novel. Honestly, any of these can count for this challenge because I normally don't read horror or thrillers. I honestly only wait until this time of year to read this, and then I read much lighter stuff during the year. All of these aren't something that I usually read, but Lovecraft for sure is not something I normally would read. I remember studying this in college. I took a horror and folklore class and I was supposed to read one of Lovecraft's stories, and I think I got maybe part of the way through. I'm like, I don't like this, and I stopped reading it and kind of just did my best on the test, and I passed it, and so that's all that truly matters. But all I know that it's a graphic novel, it's a spooky graphic novel, and there's the first page is Welcome to Hill's House. So I think this is also like a haunted house sort of story. The back actually says Lock and Key tells of Key House, an unlikely New England mansion with fantastic doors that transform all who dare to walk through them, and home to a hate-filled, relentless creature that will not rest until it forces open the most terrible door of them all. What's really interesting that a lot of the spooky books that I've read so far this season have taken place in New England. And of course, that pleases me to no end as someone from New England. But I'm like, apparently that's our vibe. But that's it. That's everything that I plan on reading for Spookathon. Most likely this TBR will change. Watch my reading vlog to find out how closely I stick to this TBR. And also let me know what's your favorite spooky book to read during the Halloween season. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye guys.